everyone. If you've been enjoying the programming that we here at Gaaays In Space have been creating for you over these past 4 years, both in real life and virtually, we'd like to ask you to become a patron of our 501c3 nonprofit organization so that we can keep it all going.
If you've enjoyed our original Trek-inspired musical performances presented during our virtual celebrations.
Not to mention the fabulous Trek-themed drag.
Or maybe it's the real-life science thing.
Or maybe it's because you've enjoyed interacting one-on-one with your favorite Star Trek actors.
And if you're like me, you have met some incredible friends that have become your besties.
Or, hey, maybe you met the love of your life at a Gaaays In Space event.
Or maybe simply hearing all of the many diverse voices in our community finally being respected and represented within the Star Trek universe is the reason you want to be a part in making sure these things continue.
Whatever your individual reason is for wanting more of what Gaaays In Space has created, the way to make it happen is the same. Become a patron and join us in our fight to ensure the continued inclusion of the LGBTQ+ community in Star Trek and in science fiction storytelling. And always remember that to fix the problems of today, we must have hope for tomorrow. Thanks.
This is Trekkie Jeopardy. Today's contestants are a student services technician for San Diego Continuing Education from San Marcos, California, Neil Kovrig, a longtime high school math teacher from Pleasanton, California, Debbie Renke, a criminal defense attorney from Dallas, Texas, Timothy Summers, and Princess Vic of Jersey from New Jersey, Victoria Anderson. Now, here's the host of Trekkie Jeopardy, Eric Reithel.
Thank you so much for that introduction. Yes, this is it. This is Trekkie Jeopardy. We are here with our first ever episode for Gaaays In Space. So thank you all for tuning in and watching. And thank you to Neil, Debbie, Timothy, and Victoria for playing. Good luck to all of you. Let's just jump right in, get the jitters out of the way, and go right into round one. The dollar values are going to go into the board, as you can see, 200 to 1,000. One daily double is going to be hidden from these categories. We have Starfleet Academy, star dates, sports, stay alert, Deanna Troi, and finally, I, sir. Note the quotation marks. Each correct response begins with the letter I. Neil, where do we start?
Let's go with I, sir, for 400, please.
Class of Starship USS Voyager, NCC 74656. Neil.
What is Intrepid?
Correct.
I, sir, for 600.
These residual subspace distortions are left behind by a starship's warp drive, and their path can be tracked with sensors. Timothy.
What is a warp trail?
No. Anyone else? Neil.
What is an ion trail?
Ion trail. Yeah, I remember the category that starts with I. Neil, you're bored.
Stick with I, sir, for 800, please.
For staying cool under pressure, Commander Riker gave Lieutenant Worf this nickname during a weekly poker game on board the USS Enterprise D. And that nickname was Iceman. Neil, back to you.
Let's jump over to Deanna Troi for 6.
Sure. In grammar school, Deanna Troi had to memorize the speech given by this captain at the Federation founding ceremony. Neil?
Who's Jonathan Archer?
That's him.
Deanna Troi for 800, please.
While playing in an Old West holodeck program, Deanna told Worf and Alexander to call for this, the name of a small Colorado town. That small town in Colorado is Durango. All right, Neil, back to you.
All right, let's go to the category we're all looking forward to, sports for 200.
The answer there. Captain Benjamin Sisko took the Niners out to the holosuite to teach them this sport, hoping to defeat a team of Vulcans at it. Neil?
What is baseball?
Correct.
Sports for 400, please.
The crew of the La Serena hid a grenade in this type of ball to try and destroy the synth transmitter array at Capella Station. Neil?
What is a soccer ball?
That's it.
Sports for 6.
Enolian Panzan became a favorite of Captain Jonathan Archer because it closely resembled this sport, his favorite. Victoria?
What is American football?
No? Anybody else? Timothy?
What is water polo?
Correct, and you're out of the hole.
I'll take sports for 800.
Speed is only one factor in this one-on-one Pong-like sport where players try to shoot a holographic floating disc into each other. Victoria?
What is hoverball?
No, anyone else? Victoria, you were close. It's actually called velocity.
Ah.
Timothy, back to you.
Sports for 1000.
Ion mallets are used by 2 teams of 4 players in this intense intergalactic sport where injuries are occasionally fatal. And that is Parisi squares.
Squares. I almost said that too.
You gotta trust your gut. You gotta go for it, or don't. It's up to you. It's your game. All right, Timothy, back to you.
Let's go with stardates for 200.
While dating, Ensign Boimler gave Lieutenant Brinson a teddy bear wearing this device, first seen over the eyes of Commander Geordi LaForge. Timothy?
What is visor?
Yeah.
I'll take stardates for 400.
Commander Michael Burnham stopped dating Lieutenant Ash Tyler when it was revealed he was actually this Klingon torchbearer. Debbie?
What is Voke?
Voke is his name, yeah. You're bored, Debbie.
Oh, sorry. Stardates for 600. I hadn't gotten one, so I was like, what happened?
Stardates for 600. All right, the answer there is, on a pizza date with Dr. Gillian Taylor in 1984, Captain Kirk said, "No, I'm from this U.S. state. I only work in space." Timothy?
What is Iowa?
Correct.
I'll take stardates 800.
A bit of trickery by this holographic character led to the realized romance between Major Kira Nerys and Odo. Timothy?
Who is Vic Fontaine?
Yeah. Good old Vic.
Stardates 1000.
Ah, that's the daily double in the round. All right. Neil has the lead at 2,200. You're sitting at 1,600. How much of it do you want to risk?
Let's make it a true daily double.
A true daily double. All right. And here's the clue just for you. While secretly dating Darren Tall, Ensign Harry Kim asked 7 of 9 about her thoughts on love. She compared it to one of these. Anything?
What is a Borg cube?
No, not a bad guess. But if you remember the episode, it's a great one. It's a disease. So you're down to 0, but that's okay. We're going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to pause, reset, refocus, and come back right after this.
That was not what I expected when you said Stardates.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, really.
I thought, oh my God, I have to know the numbers?
That's what I was thinking too.
That was a surprise.
See, that's the Jeopardy way of always throwing you a curve. When you think you know what it is, it's not.
Well, that was much better. The other one I was expecting, I knew I was going to be hopeless.
Hey everyone, if you're watching the live YouTube premiere of this game show, the time has come to test your trivia knowledge. Text in the comments below, who was the first person to say this line?
Starfleet is a promise. I give your life for you, you give your life for me, and nobody gets left behind. Ensign Sylvia Tilly is out there, and she has every right to expect us. We keep our promises. Please report to your stations at designated safe zones in the starboard section. Good luck and Godspeed to us all.
All right, let's get to know our players a little bit better. Victoria, who I believe in the interest that you come from New Jersey, you are an enthusiast of zip lining. First off, tell us how you got into that and if you have a favorite.
Okay, the first time I went zip lining was actually at the Boryong Mud Festival. It was getting near sunset and I was bored and wanted something to do. So I was walking along the beach and I saw a zip lining tower. And so my very first time ever zip lining was during sunset over the Yellow Sea in Boryong.
Did you get
That was my very first time. I became addicted to it.
I would imagine, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And where's the craziest place you've ever gone on a zip line?
In Victoria Falls, there is a zip line that goes from the Zimbabwe side to the Zambia side and back. And that is the craziest place I ever zip lined.
So you literally crossed from one country into another on a rope?
Yes.
Just flying
over
through.
Victoria Falls, yes.
Well, good luck to you in the game. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Timothy, now I heard through the grapevine that you are actually kind of surprised that you are playing today.
Yes, this is the second surprise by my husband. The first surprise was going to Vegas for the convention for the first time. And then this one was also a surprise. He just signed me up, and then yesterday he said, you got in on this Jeopardy, and you've got an interview today. So
here you are expecting almost nothing to do, and suddenly your husband is like, oh, surprise, by the way, you're now playing in a quiz show.
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. Debbie, as we can see from your Starfleet uniform, you are a cosplaying enthusiast. I can relate. I have a question, and that is, what is your favorite cosplay you have, assuming you have multiple?
Actually, this is a uniform. A cosplay, in my definition, is something that I've made myself.
Oh,
this
wow.
is something I purchased, so to me, this doesn't count.
Fair.
But, so my favorite cosplay probably is, and they're all pairs because I do it with my husband, is Lawaksana and Mr. Hum from the episode Menage a Trois.
Wow.
The pink dress, and he's got the blue satin jacket.
You said you make them. Do you make yours and your husband makes his, or do you basically say, I've made this for you, you're wearing, walk around with me?
We have a division of labor, actually. I do all the fabric. So I do the garments and he does the wigs and the shoes and the jewelry. We compete on stage in Vegas. So,
well, good luck to you competing here in Trekkie Jeopardy. Thanks for playing.
Thank you.
And then Neil, now I know we've been talking about Star Trek and fun experiences, but independent of that, let's talk about Jeopardy. You were actually on the real show. How did that go for you?
Yep, it aired in 2005. Taping was actually almost exactly 15 years ago this month. It was in November of 2004. It was a super fun experience. I also lost miserably in Final Jeopardy at the very last possible moment because I was in the lead going in. So, that could be a foreshadowing for today. Who knows?
Hopefully not. Hopefully this will be a nice reversal of fortune for you.
I hope so.
All right, let's jump back into the game. Timothy, before the break, you gave us the last correct response, so that means the board is yours. Where do we go?
let's try Starfleet Academy 200.
All right, the answer there. The campuses of Starfleet Academy are located throughout this Golden Gate City. Timothy.
What is San Francisco?
Correct.
Starfleet Academy 400.
A test to assess command track cadets. This two-word name eventually became slang for any no-win scenario. Timothy?
What is the Kobayashi Maru?
Correct.
Starfleet Academy 600.
Captain Picard called this Academy groundskeeper one of the wisest men I ever knew. Timothy again.
Who is Boothby?
Yeah, you're on a roll.
Starfleet Academy 800.
Ensign Hoshisato graduated second in her class while majoring in this field, the study of alien phonology and syntax. Victoria.
What is linguistics? Exolinguistics?
Yes. Xenolinguistics would have been also acceptable. Nice job. You're bored.
Starfleet Academy for 1,000.
The motto of Starfleet Academy is Ex Astra Scientia, meaning from the stars, this. Neil.
What is from the stars to knowledge?
Yes.
Let's take on Stay Alert for 200.
It's the alert condition color, one stage lower than red alert. Timothy.
What is yellow alert?
Yes.
Stay alert 400.
The USS Discovery goes to black alert before activating this propulsion system used to navigate the mycelial network. Victoria.
What is the spore drive?
Yeah.
Cool. Stay alert for 600.
This alert status, a predecessor to red alert, was instituted by Lieutenant Malcolm Reed in 2152. Debbie.
The read alert. What is the read alert?
No. Anyone else? Oh. Now I know the scene you're thinking of, and they joked that they should call it read alert, but they decided on ultimately calling it a tactical alert.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Victoria, back to you.
Stay alert for 800.
This color alert is used during standard docking procedures, landing protocols, and separation maneuvers. Neil.
What is blue alert?
Yes.
And Stay Alert for 1,000.
This condition with a numerical name is the Klingon equivalent to a red alert. And what we call red alert, the Klingons call defense condition 1. Neil, back to you.
All right. How about Deanna Troy for 2?
During Earth's first contact, Deanna took 3 shots of tequila before realizing this man was the one she was looking for. Timothy?
Who is Zephram Cochrane?
Yes.
Deanna Troy 400.
In 2370, Counselor Troy passed her bridge officer exam by showing she was willing to order a fellow officer to do this to save the ship. Neil?
What is Sacrifice Himself?
Yeah, or die.
Or die.
Or die.
Let's finish Deanna's category for 1,000.
Deanna gave her daughter this name, the same as Deanna's older sister who drowned as a child. Timothy?
Who is Kestra?
Yes.
ISER 1000.
Between 2168 and 2268, this highly imitative race reinvented their entire society on the book, Chicago Mobs of the 20s. Neil?
Who are the Iconians?
No. Anyone else? Again, close. Neil, do you think of the Iconian gateway from City on the Edge of Forever? In this one, it's the Ioshan.
Ioshan, Sigma Iosha 5.
Yep. All right, and now the last clue in ISER for 200. We have a medical center on a starbase or space station. Neil?
What is the infirmary?
Yeah. With that, you do have the lead. Debbie and Victoria, one of you will be picking first in Double Jeopardy, which we get to right after this.
Keep your shirt on, Lieutenant. Your equipment will be here in the morning.
Double Jeopardy time now. In the break, we determined that Victoria will be picking first here in round 2 of these categories. We have Tools of the Trade, Undercover, What Ails You? Note the S's in quotes. Again, each correct response starts with that letter. Potables, Know Thy Enemy, and finally, To Latin, To Episode, To Series. This is the category I warned you about taking from a production standpoint. In this category, I will give you a word or phrase in English. If you translate it to Latin, It'll get you to an episode title. You need to go one step further and tell me which series had that Latin named episode. Yeah, so you can either jump right into that, or or Victoria, you can plot a course anywhere far the hell away from it. It's your choice.
How about Know Thy Enemy for 400?
All right, the answer there. This military arm of the Dominion was genetically engineered to be dependent on Ketracel White.
Oh.
Debbie.
What was the Jem'Hadar?
Correct. You're out of the hole.
Oh, I want to try the Latin thing. To Latin, to episode, to series for 400.
Okay.
Under the Rose.
Already regretting that.
Timothy.
What is Sub Rosa of Next Generation?
Yeah, we only need the series, but yes.
Oh, okay. That was crazy. Let's try to Latin to episode to series for 800.
In times of war, the laws fall silent. Neil.
What is Discovery?
No. Anyone else? Victoria.
What is Enterprise?
No. Anybody else?
Know it now.
And on this one, you were looking for Deep Space Nine. I'm not even going to try to say that in Latin. All right, Timothy.
Arma enim silent legis.
There you go.
We'll do the to Latin to episode to series 1200.
Even in Arcadia, there am I. Neil?
What is Star Trek Picard?
Yes, in Arcadia, Ego.
Oh, let's keep going with the Latin. 16.
True. Victoria, you made it in time.
What is Voyager?
Nope. Anybody else? It's a new one. Latin is obviously Veritas, but that episode came from Lower Decks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I remember that.
Cartoon show. All right, Neil, you're bored.
Oh, let's finish that one.
And that is the first of 2 daily doubles. All right, you have a slight lead over Timothy. You have $4,000. How much of it do you want to risk?
Oh, let's do it for the 2,000 that it was worth.
All right, here's the clue just for you. If you want peace, prepare for war.
That's Star Trek Discovery. What is Star Trek Discovery?
That's the one you thought of earlier, yeah.
TV Station, POTABLES.
All right, you're up to 6,000 and the board's still yours. Where next?
Oh, let's do POTABLES for 400.
Dr. Leonard McCoy once quipped he used this illegal blue beverage for medicinal purposes. Tim?
What is Romulan Ale?
Correct.
Potent Potables 800.
Unlike Revenge, this sanguine Klingon intoxicant with a compound name is best served warm. Victoria.
What is Blood Wine?
Yes.
Cool. Potent Potables for 1200.
Created as an alternative to avoid the common effects of intoxication, synthahol is a portmanteau of these two words. Victoria.
What is synthetic alcohol?
Correct.
Let's go with Potent Potables for 1600.
Damar said he wouldn't trust a Cardassian that didn't enjoy a glass of this thick, dark liquor every once in a while. Timothy?
What is Kanar?
Yes.
Potent Potables 2000.
The traditional style of this mixed drink swirls from being clear into an opaque orange when the rim of the glass is tapped. Neil.
What is the Sumerian sunset?
Yes. Nice job. 52,000.
Oh, okay. Let's go to Tools of the Trade for 800.
It's where a transporter stores an object's matter stream after dematerialization, but before aiming it to the target site. Victoria.
What is In the Buffer?
Yeah, pattern buffer. I'll take it. Nice.
Let's go with Know Thy Enemy for 800.
It started as Section 31's threat assessment program before becoming a rogue AI in 2257. Timothy.
What is control?
Yeah.
Know Thy Enemy 1200.
She died reaching for her baby in 2373 after helping the Kazon briefly take over the USS Voyager. Neil.
Who is Seska?
Yeah, sad scene.
Her. Let's do Know Thy Enemy for 16, please.
This cabal formed after the admonition was discovered on the planet Aya in the heart of the Eightfold Stars. And then one step deeper than the Tal Shiar, the Zhat Vash.
Zhat Vash.
Neil.
Let's finish that one out for 2,000.
The Pakleds were no longer kind of a joke after destroying this California-class starship with all hands in 2380. Yeah, dark scene where the cartoon took serious turn was the USS Solvane's destruction. All right, Neil, you're bored.
Tools of the trade for 12, please.
Take a look. The overactive wrench seen here has many uses, from repairing communication systems to bypassing circuit boards. Victoria.
What is a hyperspanner?
Yeah, that's an overactive wrench.
How about Undercover for 400?
Take a look again. Seen here, Arn Darvin was altered to look human while serving as an intelligence agent for this alien government in 2268. Victoria.
Who are the Klingons?
Yeah.
Cool. Undercover for 800.
Working undercover for the Obsidian Order, Elim Garrick blossomed at the Cardassian embassy on Romulus by posing as one of these. Victoria.
What is a gardener?
Yeah, now you're on a roll.
Undercover for 1200.
Posing as her Terran counterpart, she said, "If you greeted me that way, Connor, I'd cut out your tongue and use it to lick my boots." Timothy.
Who is Tilly?
Yeah, Sylvia Tilly. Great moment for her.
Undercover 1600.
And that is the other daily double. All right, you are crouching on Neil's lead of 9,200. You have 7,000 yourself. How much of it do you want to risk?
Let's go with 3000.
3,000. All right, and here's the clue just for you. Voyager's doctor went from EMH to ECH to bluff this alien government into standing down thanks to the threat of his fictitious photonic cannon.
Oh.
Take a guess.
Who are the Kazon?
No, not a bad guess. But on this one, the hierarchy approves. So it's going to cost 2,000. You're down to 4,000, but the board's yours. Where next?
We'll go Undercover 2000.
In 2152, the Vulcan High Command assigned to Paul to capture this 7th former undercover spy turned smuggler. Played by Bruce Davison. That is Minos. Timothy, back to you.
Tools of the trade 2000.
Take a look again. 23rd century landing parties used this device to contact a starship in orbit when normal communications were not possible. You see it so rarely, it's a laser beacon. Timothy?
Tools of the trade 1600.
Power conduits relay and distribute energy throughout a ship's EPS. EPS being short for this system. And that is electroplasma. Timothy?
Tools for 400.
By 2380, fancy new models of this ubiquitous scanning device came decorated with a purple stripe. Neil?
What are tricorders?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do what ails you for 400.
While suffering from temporal narcosis, Captain Picard drew one of these in the flashpoint of a warp core breach. Timothy.
What is a smiley face?
Yeah.
What ails you for 800?
Dr. Ta'ana cured a Galadornian rage virus using this bodily fluid of a giant spider-like creature brought aboard on Ensign Brad Boimler. Victoria.
What is silk?
No. Anyone else? Debbie?
What is saliva?
Yeah, or spit. Purple.
What ails you for 1200?
Atomic number 14, a virus based in this element, would have killed the crew of the NX-01 had the observing Organians not intervened. Victoria.
What is silicon?
Yes.
What ails you for 1600?
As children, both Captain Jean-Luc Picard and this clone suffered from Shalov syndrome, a hypersensitivity to sound. Timothy.
Who is Shenzon?
Yes. Star Trek Nemesis.
What ails? Okay.
All right, last clue for 2000. The metamorphosis of merging with the companion saved Assistant Commissioner Nancy Hedford from this deadly disease in 2267. And from the episode Metamorphosis, she was suffering from Sakharov's disease. All right, nice job with Double Jeopardy, everybody. Neil, you have the lead with 9,600, but it is not a runaway game for you. Timothy, hot on your heels. Victoria, Debbie, all of you, here we go into Final Jeopardy, where you will be dealing with this category. U.S. history. Yes. According to Star Trek.
Okay.
Think about your wagers. We'll have the clue in a moment.
I used to go exclusively for soldiers, but I'm going through a musician phase right now.
Tonight we are dealing with the Star Trek franchise's version of historical events, specifically in the United States. The category, U.S. history. Players, here's your clue. At 11:59 p.m., December 31st, 1999, Henry Janeway closed his Indiana bookstore, allowing construction on this future landmark to commence. You have 30 seconds. Good luck. All right, time is up. Let's see how everyone did. Debbie, we're going to start with you. You had 1,000 coming into Final Jeopardy. What did you get for your for your Final Jeopardy response tonight?
Unfortunately, I remember the episode well, but I can't remember what it was they were building. It was a mall?
It was, yes, but unfortunately it wasn't. That's not the actual name of it, so that's not correct. It is going to cost you 1,000, so you'll drop to 0 as we come on over to Victoria. 3,000 coming into Final Jeopardy. What did you get, Victoria?
Much like Debbie, I remember this episode so clearly, and I remember the brochure and what everybody was wearing, but I still only got, what is the Mall of Tomorrow?
No, not a bad guess, but not correct. And you missed 1,000, so that'll drop you down to 2,000 as we come on over to Timothy. 6,000 coming into the final. Timothy, what'd you get?
I am certain I didn't get it right. I said, what is the space elevator?
The space elevator, no, not correct. And you missed 5,000, so you will drop down to $1,000, currently behind Victoria, as we come on over to Neil. Neil, 9,600 and our leader. What did you get?
I wrote, what is the Millennium Gate?
The Millennium Gate is absolutely correct. 1 minute off the turn of millennium is when that was. Henry Janeway obviously gets you to Voyager. 11:59, the name of the episode. So you are correct, Neil. Well done to you. And tonight you will add $2,401, bringing you up to an even $12,001. And you are our Trekkie Jeopardy champion. Congratulations to you. Nice job. Thank you all so much for playing. And thank you at home for watching. We're so glad you're here. Catch us next time on Trekkie Jeopardy. So long.